Good morning and welcome to the Chef's Table. Hey everyone, Chef Katrina here. Super excited to join you here on this beautiful day. We're going to be talking about the misconception of failure. Like really, what is failure? Why is failure such a word that's actually it's used wrong a lot of the times. I will tell you that we hear failure is going to be the death of us. Like, I'm afraid to fail. What happens if I fail? I shouldn't do this because of if I fail at this, people are going to think this and that about me. So last night, as I was falling asleep, because I always pick up something to read. I was reading this book, and this is, I think, the second time I'm going through it now. It's called Tribes. Oops, you can't see its glare. So it's called Tribes by Seth Godin. And the reason I got this book, in all honesty, is because I know how important tribes are. I know how important it is to be building a community, to be engaging with other people, not only for yourself, but for other people. So it's really interesting because there was a moment in this book as I was reading through it, and I just had like this moment, right? It says, fear of failure is overrated. And what Seth says in here is that fear of failure is actually overrated as an excuse. And he goes on to explain that, when we fail at something, so say we're at work. So I'll just pick somebody that's in the job, right? Say you're at work and a project you're working on fails. See, what happened is that the project failed, not you, first and foremost, and that the failure of that project was probably absorbed by the company. It was dissipated. They may have made a few bucks off of it, and then it's gone and over with, right? The fear of failure, of failing on the product, is not the fear of it going wrong. It's the fear of the criticism that we're going to get. It is actually the fear of what people are going to say about us, right? Like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Did you do your research? I can't believe you just thought to do that, right? It's the criticism that actually has the biggest power over us to keep us from moving forward. And when I was reading this, I was like, it's so true, right? The leap of faith to be building a business is more than just the making the mistakes, because here's what we know as entrepreneurs: the mistakes are going to get made. And when we're an entrepreneur, see, when I remember this so vividly, when I left the world of Disney, right, when I retired from my job in the corporate kitchen, I was building together my first blogging course. I think I shared that with you guys all. And when I put that course together, there was definitely a fear. Like, there are other blogging courses out there. What makes this one so great? And it wasn't the fear of getting paid for it. It was the fear of somebody criticizing the work that I had done. It was the fear of somebody criticizing that it wasn't good enough or didn't meet their expectation. I was more afraid of what people thought of the content than actually the selling of the content. So, and I would sit there anxiously waiting for someone to like purchase, and then like 2 days later, wait for somebody to be like, oh, this course sucks. I can't believe I bought it. And that's what actually was the bigger fear for me beyond this whole thing, right? So the fear of failure is really overrated. And he goes on in this book, Seth does, to talk about how when we get bad news, it can take our whole day out. When we hear something that feels like it's talking to us or defeating us, it's going to take us out. But here's one other thing that I think was really interesting that Seth said. He says, if people are willing to criticize you, that means that you stood out. That means that you made enough of an impact that they had to say something, right? We're in a world right now where we don't hear, we have the opportunity to criticize for everything, but the reality is, like, even in the kitchen, right, when we get a food critique, right, when somebody gives us something bad about this, our goal is then to go and fix it, right? Our goal is then to go make it better, right? It's the fact that somebody actually came into our restaurants. Like, we forget that we're trying to fix that, but we should also recognize that somebody came into the restaurant because of something they heard and was willing and open to try something new and critique it, right? The easiest thing in the world is to critique somebody's work. The hardest thing in the world is for you to put it together and put it underneath that scrutiny, right? The other thing to remember as an entrepreneur, also, one of the things that I've learned over the years, is that failure is not you. There's always the failure of the project itself. The failure is the action or inaction that was taken. It actually, I hear we say that a lot. It's like, oh, I failed. Well, you yourself cannot fail. Like there is no, like if you could physically show me you failing, what you would probably show me, most likely show me, is an action that failed. The action that didn't happen, the action that did happen that caused this to happen. Like you would be able to point to the source of it. And it is actually not you that failed. It was the action that failed. And a lot of times we get this blended together. And I will say that where I got this from was definitely from going through the Landmark Forum, going through their leadership and development programs. Because once I started to separate the world of failure from myself, it got easier. Not saying it was perfect, not saying that it doesn't still sting a little bit, but it got easier to put myself out there. It got easier to take actions. It got easier to look at a cause and effect as opposed to, oh, that happened to me, right? When I started removing myself out of the equation and I started looking at the actions I was taking or was not taking, and I evaluated those actions, then I started having a difference in my business. Things started to look a little different inside of that. So when we talk about is fear overrated, it really is, because fear of taking action, that's what holds us back from our greatness. That's what keeps us, safe and keeps us where we're at. And I know not everybody is going to jump up and be a leader. I know that the book goes on, actually, that's the next segment that Seth talks about is, how to be a leader, because leaders aren't easy. Leaders, as he says in here, it's discomfort. I actually like this. He says leadership is scarce because few people are willing to go through the discomfort required to lead, right? This scarcity makes leadership valuable. And so it isn't always easy to be a leader. And to lead, you do tend to step into a lot of fear. You can step into a lot of fear, right? There's the discomfort of standing up in front of strangers, the discomfort of a proposal of an idea that might fail. It's uncomfortable to challenge the status quo. It's uncomfortable to resist the urge to settle. When you identify the discomfort, you found the place where a leader is needed. This is why we often say there's a gap as entrepreneurs, right? See, as entrepreneurs, we're looking to help fill the gap. We're looking because we see a problem and we start wanting to provide the solution, right? We're looking for ways to make a difference in the world, right? We want to see change. We want to stand for change. We want to stand for leaving a legacy. We want to stand for, the change we want to see in the world, whether it's somebody in the network marketing industry that wants to change the world of health and wellness. If it's somebody in the internet marketing space that wants to change the way we do everything. See, there have been so many gaps over the years. I've been in the world of internet marketing for 14 years. There have been so many gaps in the world of internet marketing that today it is easier and faster to build a business than it was when I first got started. It's easier and faster to get inside of helping and supporting people. The technology is basically a cell phone and internet and the ability to put together a group, and you could be building a tribe. You could be selling something right now. So don't let your fear of stepping up into something keep you from doing it. You might just need to be around a group of people that support you. You might just need to learn the mindset of getting started as an entrepreneur, or maybe just reset that again. I know I needed a reset. I've been at this for 14 years, but I promise you probably every 2 months or so, and that might be gracious, it's probably every other day, I need a reset. I need to be surrounded by entrepreneurs that get me, that get what I'm going through, that understand the struggle, that can, give me a place to stand, which is one of the reasons that I recommend this 5-day challenge that's taking place starting off today. It hasn't started off yet, but it's a freedom challenge, right? And what better in the world than to have freedom from fear? Freedom from the ability to go out and create the world you want. Freedom to be able to see the path in which you're on clearer, right? Or even clearly. So there is a 5-day challenge. It's a 5 days to freedom. It's a freedom challenge. It's amazing. If you're interested in becoming surrounded by a world of entrepreneurs, and I do mean a world of entrepreneurs, right? If you want to plug into a tribe that is together leading the way and creating some of the biggest breakthroughs in the entrepreneurial industry, then I invite you to step into this challenge. See for yourself what this is about. And if you want to just drop challenge down below and I'll connect with you. But I know that if we're looking to get into this, right? If you're looking to overcome your fear, if you're looking to have a safe place in which you can start learning how to build your business, if you want expertise, if you want to be surrounded by 6-7 figure earners all the way from those just getting started, then I invite you into this challenge. See for yourself. See, education like this is complimentary. And there is nothing more powerful that I've experienced thus far today, coming out of this crazy world that we've been living in. This group, this tribe, this challenge has pushed me out of the comfort zone. It actually helped me launch and relaunch actually the Chef's Table and bring to you the tools and tips and the things that I'm learning so that I can empower you to grow and go forth and build your business. See, sometimes we need to be surrounded by other people, other entrepreneurs in all different industries, not just one singular, because there's something to learn from somebody's journey that they're going through. And when you can start listening in and growing from other people's experience, then you're going to find it easier to step into your leadership. You're going to find it easier to overcome that word fear and criticism, because you have a place where you can go to talk things out, to figure this out, to resource. And that's what this 5-day challenge is this 5 days is just the first step into an incredible world. And I invite you in. So if you want to be part of this 5-day challenge, it kicks off here in a few hours. Let me know. Just drop the word challenge in and I'll reach out to you and we'll just, go forth. And yeah, I definitely want to say good morning to those. Susan, thank you for jumping on here. I know I see you every morning with us. So, it's always awesome to see you guys' faces. Definitely, Susan, I'll reach out to you for the Freedom Challenge. Looks like you're like, yes, I want to know more about it. So yeah, I'll just reach out to you and we'll chat about it. So for sure, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys for tuning in every morning with me at 8:30, Monday through Friday, as we discuss at the Chef's Table the ways and tools to build your business so that you can create the success you want, starting by the end of this year, right? I mean, this first 5 days is just the tip of this, but I promise you there is a lot of really cool stuff coming over the next several days that I know are going to impact you as I share this with you at the Chef's Table. So with that, everybody, enjoy your day. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the Chef's Table. Talk to you soon, everyone. All right. Bye.